Hey, what's happening, everybody? It is Ask Jesse Answer time. As always, there were some fantastic questions asked this week, so let's get right to them. Number one comes to us from Jessica Bennett, and Jessica asks, Hey Jesse, do you remember the specific situation in your life that helped you in your decision to become a life coach? If so, would you be willing to share it with us? And Jessica, I don't know if it was a specific decision, but more of a matter of a few key ones that happened. I can distinctly remember when I was about 8 or 9 years old and climbing up onto this road that was just above mine. And once I stood up there, I had this, I don't know, I guess a feeling go through me. And that feeling was one of such that I was supposed to help people, that I was here to help people, that the reason I was on the earth was to help people. I didn't know what that was or what that looked like or what a life coach was or anything like that. But I just knew I was supposed to help people. And that's always been in the back of my mind. So as I went through my life stuff, just like everybody goes through life stuff, and I definitely had my fair share of time where I played the victim. I want to blame everybody. I felt like life was happening to me, and all those types of things that I think most everyone goes through at some point. I started to realize that the one thing that was in common amongst all these things was me. Sure, there was other people, other scenarios playing out, but it was still me. And I realized that there must be something fundamentally there with myself that I could look at. And so as I started to dig in and explore and learn about myself, I became more fascinated and drawn into the human experience. And the more I learned about myself, the more I did things to help myself and saw how much it changed my life, the more I wanted to give that back to others and share it with others and help people. I mean, I can remember vividly walking through campus during college and having this thought go through me about becoming a personal trainer, about how exercise had changed my life, and this was literally my thought, how cool would it be to be able to teach people how exercise can not only physically change you, but mentally and emotionally, how much it can improve your life, how it can give you more self-confidence, all those things. And that was always my thought process going into those things. And so as I went through the personal training, and then it was the same situation where I started to get that feeling of life coaching and just really understanding that, I could help people in a bigger way if I started to apply myself and started to learn about people in a bigger way. And it was a natural progression for me because I've said many times that on my tombstone I want it to be read that I was able to positively impact the lives of 2 billion people, billion with a B. And to do that, you have to be able to interact and reach with the masses, and coaching provides a really unique platform for it because I'm able to do videos like this, and whoever watches it can watches it and hopefully take something away from it. So great question. Number two comes to us from Lisa Hudspeth, and Lisa, I apologize if I mispronounced your name. I can't even pronounced. Hi Jesse, I feel like life has dealt me a shitty hand of cards at this moment. Oh, somebody's cussing. I like cussing. Nothing's going right for me. Just found out my best friend has bowel cancer. Luckily, they caught it in time. I have a 17-year-old son who's suffering with anxiety attacks, and I have my mom to deal with who suffers from seizures. I'm just trying to juggle all this as a single parent, and I don't think I can do it anymore. Too much pressure. So Lisa, I really appreciate you asking this question because the scenario you're describing is one I think that plays out for a lot of us. And I want to preface what I'll say with, I want you to know everything I'm going to say comes from a tremendous place of love. And I'm going to say it in a way and frame it in a way that I hope that resonates not just with you, but with anybody else who's watching this and can relate, because I'm sure that you're more than one person watching this video likely feels that life has dealt them a shitty hand in some capacity, might feel like they can't handle it, they can't go on anymore. And so I really hope what I say connects with all of you. And so what I'm going to say is this. And Lisa, how specifically has life dealt you a shitty hand? Because I see that there's things going on with your friend. Okay, she's got bowel cancer. I see that there's things going on with your son who's got anxiety, and I see there's things going on with your ma'am who suffers from seizures. So I'm not sure what's going on with you. And I can understand and appreciate that you likely love and care about all these people very much, which is why I'm a bit confused of why there's a focus on what's going on with them and taking what's happening with them and putting it on you. Because see, the other way we could look at this is there's a lot of people who have friends and family in their life who encounter cancer. Be it bowel, be it colon. That was what I had with what my dad ran into, and or any other kind, and they don't catch it in time, right? They don't catch it in time. There's plenty of people who have kids who run into sorts of problems, right? Run into sorts of problems, and sometimes with anxiety attacks are sometimes learned behaviors. Kids watch parents do anxiety. They watch their parents get anxious about just about anything or everything or whatever it is, and they start to model how they do anxiety, meaning they see their parents getting themselves worked up and frantic or stressed about things or feeling overwhelmed, and how they respond and what they get from it. And sometimes they do it too. Sometimes kids will see parents get a tremendous amount of comfort if they start to get really worked up. I just can't take it anymore. And then suddenly the cavalry comes running in and says, oh, they're there, it's going to be okay. And the kids think, oh, I would like that kind of attention. It'd be really nice to get that kind of attention. Genuine and caring, genuine compassion. And so they start to do it. And then your mom, again, is she suffering with seizures? Yes. And she's still here. And I'm imagining that with her still being here, there's likely lots of her that you can enjoy and appreciate and value, independent of the seizures, right? So here's the thing. Sometimes in life, for whatever reason, and that's beyond the scope of this little short video I'm making, we'd like to take the 1-2 things that are going wrong with different people or different facets of our life and blanket them over to have them represent the entire spectrum of things. And in that, we make small of all the other things. The fact that our friend will recover from cancer. The fact that, yes, while our mom may be suffering from seizures at times, that there's times in between the seizures where we're able to talk to her and look at her and be grateful that she's still here and that we can still have these conversations and appreciate life and death maybe in a way that we wouldn't have before. The fact that our son's there and he's going through a tough time right now, that it's not necessarily about us trying to figure out what's wrong with him maybe, but more so how we could love him that much more, so he knows that no matter what happens in life, that he's always going to have the confidence and comfort to fall back on of his mother's love. That gives strength beyond just about anything. And oftentimes love, the times I've worked with people with anxiety, who've had anxiety attacks, one of the things that will usually help them get past it is developing a stronger sense of self and a more solid foundation in the love from the people around them. So my advice to you with him would be that, instead of looking at him and the anxiety he experiences and the anxiety attacks, ask yourself, how can you love him more? How can you just love him more and help reassure him that much more deeply in the love you have for him? Okay, and last but not least, there's so much to be thankful for and grateful for in your life. And I imagine that if you start touching on those things daily, you'll be able to see past some of the things that happen and be able to really appreciate all the other things that are happening. Because they're all things that are happening, right? It's just which ones are we going to really have represent the sum of our whole. So again, Lisa, I hope that, again, that was from the heart, and I hope it really connects with you, and I hope it connects with lots of others out there who are watching this, who may be experiencing some other things happening in life, and get to that feeling of you don't think you can take it anymore. Because I promise you can, if you stop and appreciate what you have. Okay? Thanks, everybody. It's awesome questions this week. Thank you so much for taking the time to ask them. And if I didn't get your question, please feel free to ask again this coming week. I'll get to it at some point. If you found value in this video, please share it with your friends and family. And I'd love to hear what you guys think, so leave a comment below. I always love reading your thoughts, your insights, what you learned, how you're applying it, and those sorts of things. So please do that. And I look forward to seeing you guys and talking with you and sharing more with you next week in the next Ask Jesse section. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.